Welcome back to the Bracket Life Brand YouTube channel. This week we have Ian Hill on with us that is setting up, and we're going to talk about the 660 Sportsman Nationals at Grand Bend Motorplex coming up this weekend, August 20th to the 22nd. So welcome, Ian. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Brandon. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. So as you guys can see from Ian, he's driving. It's later at night. It's like about 9:15 right now. And we're all kind of putting this together. I just got home working on the race cars, getting ready to go to the race. Ian's working, as everybody knows, we have to catch up on all this stuff, between Monday to Friday, because, we got racing to do on the weekend. And it's a short week this week anyways, because, we're hitting the road Thursday to get out there. But yeah, so this is pretty exciting, less than a week away from your first big bracket race, I guess. Right, Ian?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I know there's been some racing in the past in Ontario. I used to be a bracket racer, so we did a little bit of traveling here and there, but I don't think something's been done as big as this before. So super excited to be able to, to jump in and try and put something together like this.
Absolutely. So as you mentioned, about used to being a bracket racer, right? You're more of a heads up kind of guy right now.
Yeah. I started drag racing about just under 25 years ago, I guess. And most of my life bracket racing, super stock racing. And about 5-6 years ago, kind of intermingled between the two, between heads up and bracket. And then the last probably 5 years has all been heads up. So yeah, it's I never forget where I come from. It's just been kind of a weird progression how things fall into place.
Absolutely. You never know where it can take you, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's good, for the event. I got your flyer set up here. So it's not just you putting it on. You do have a partner. So Drew Buckner is working with you as well. So kind of how did that relationship come about? Do you guys were you always bracket racing together or?
Yeah. 2014, I guess. Up to that point, I've been racing mainly at Toronto Motorsport Park. Decided that I think it was the Henry Rolfson Cash Days deal at St. Thomas. I thought, you know what? No one ever goes to St. Thomas. Let's go try that. And we went there. We won. Thought that was pretty cool. We won bottom bulb and won a ton of rounds in top. And the following year, kind of made that the home track. And Drew and I were basically going back and forth every week between, taking each other out, winning, coming to semis, and working out. I think it was 2015. I came first in points there, and Drew was one round behind me. And we're both bottom bulb racers. And actually, another big name in the area, Andrew Sturck and I had partnered up on Super Pro. So together we came fifth, bottom bulbing in Super Pro, and Andrew and Drew Buckner and his partner, co-driver, came fourth. So, through that, we ended up parking very close to one another at St. Thomas, became good friends, met his family. And when this thing came up, like the Mike Firstall Big Buck Beaver race, when he was forced to cancel there, I guess through some, medical issues, sorry to hear about his wife. But anyway, when he canceled, it took me about an hour to decide to give the Spreets a call and try and set up something. And it wasn't 4 hours later, Drew called me up. He says, are you going to do anything about that? And I'm like, I already did. He says, I want in. And within a few hours, we hashed out the details. This could work. So, yeah, so a few years apart, and I always seen him at the track because with my Canada Heads Up deal, we do offer sportsman racing. It's just not very popular. I don't run points during those events so that we don't draw from the local point series. But when we hit St. Thomas, Drew and his his whole his family and his buddies there that park with him are always there. So yeah, we've maintained friendship pretty good over the last few years.
Right on. And cool that it all kind of comes back together, right? When you were close before, and then, like I said, faded away a bit, and then now you're coming together to put this event on. So, cool. And then I'm sure you guys are both enjoying being able to work together, and then talk a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. So we'll jump into it. We'll start looking, going through the flyer and whatnot. So there's a whole lot going on this weekend, right? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 classes, as long as I can count correctly. So a lot of racing, and then 5 races for Super Pro, and then including the shootout races, which, I'd imagine the no box cars can get into as well.
Absolutely. So I mean, I've been to the Ohio Class Nationals, Super Stock Racing. By the time you finish doing your entry fees there, you've got armbands going from your wrist to your elbow between the competition index and the bottom bulb and the qualified by reaction, qualified by ET. It's just an awesome week of racing. And then to see some of the stuff that Michael Beard has put on with his loose rocker deal down there. I always wanted to come up with something similar, but we don't have the big centers that they have down there. So you got to make a race weekend that makes sense to what we do. And what we do up here is we do bottom bulb, top bulb, stock, super stock, and really bikes and sleds and juniors. And if you can make make an event that allows the same racer to enter like 5 races over a weekend, how cool would that be? And that was the kind of premise of putting this thing together. So, if you're a bottom bulb racer and you don't want to go into top bulb, we'll double enter. If you're a top and you want to try bottom bulb race, go ahead. But otherwise, double enter. You get off work early and want to race on Friday, come on out. You want to go into a big money race, we're going to give you one. And it filled up so fast, we added a second one. And it filled up so fast, that we added the, the secondary list in case some guys want to cancel out or can't make the event. So that's all it was, is like, how can we fill these days, and how can we just give the racers just, I don't know, like a lot to do. And how many promoters and track operators have tried to do this in the past and then threw a pro mod show on it so that they get spectator count, or throw jets in there so they can get spectator count. That's not a sportsman event, right? That's a spectator event with a bracket race. So we opted right from the get-go, no show, no delays, no waiting for people to double enter. We're going to call the double entries up first. Then we're going to call the regular, round, give everybody that 2 seconds that they need to get back around and get in the lane, so that, if you're double entered, you don't gotta get to the back of the lane and hope you can make it around again. Just do things that the bracket racer needs to just say, holy, I can't believe I have to rebuild my engine after that weekend.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you. I like it. I like the excitement you got going on for the event, because I feel it too, man. Like, I get it. I want to go to a racetrack that I have 5 different races that I can go in, right? I'm entering, I'm in the Gamblers race Friday early afternoon. I'm in both shootouts, and then I have, the box races for both days. So I've got 5 events right there, and then I can double enter whatever I want too, right? So, that's exciting for me to have somewhere to go there and do that, get that many laps on, because that's how you get better, right? It's just keep making laps, especially a track that, I'm not very familiar with, because we don't get out to Grand Bend very much. But I'm excited for it. It's going to be good. So like you said, you can get off early Friday and then jump in the Gamblers race, which starts at noon for time runs, right? And then, eliminations obviously to follow. So that one is $100 entry with $50 buybacks, just 1 round of buybacks, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's all run.
That's all run.
Yeah, perfect. And then 75% payout, absolutely. Then whatever comes in goes back to the racers, and you guys got to make have a bit of it, because then I think for your 32 car shootout, you are throwing a whole lot of money back at us, which will follow that night. which also another, item that I really enjoy is the night racing. And, I'm sure it won't be too dark, too early there, but, I love jumping into it. So those ones, that's Friday night and Saturday night, $500 entry fee, no buybacks, 10 grand to win. And then the runner-ups, 1,500, semifinals, 500. So,
Yeah.
5
It's a pretty
rounds.
good deal.
Yeah, you turn 2 win lights on, 3 win lights on, you get your money back. And then, 4 or 5 win lights, and then you're starting to get paid real good.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. And then, as we talked a little bit about it for the box and no box, which is the same purse and same entry fees. So for Saturday, Sunday, $225 each day, or obviously $450 for the weekend. Both will pay $7,500 to win. And then I really like this format that you guys have set up, where it's already, it's not split totally. I'm sure there'll still be a few cutting and deals that goes on with the race as you get deep, but it's already cut, $7,500 to win. Well, then you get $1,500 to runner up, and then $750 for semis. Quarterfinals is $250, and then after that you get $100. So
Yep.
You can't complain about that, right?
Yep. But like I said, we tried to put, like we looked at the Mike Firstall flyer. He had a really good layout. We tried to match it as close as we could. We only had 4 weeks to put this thing together. Try and find some sponsors, which basically were 90% local sponsors to the track. A lot of friends of drag racing, a lot of guys that drag race. They get what we're trying to do. They're hoping for big things moving forward if we can do this again. And just everybody has shown us support. It's been fantastic, right?
Absolutely. That's why we wanted to jump onto it, right? We want Bracket Life involved because this is it, right? It's all part of it. In as it says right behind me, drag racing lifestyle brand. This is it's all of it encompassed into one to mix it all together. So no, it's a really cool deal. So obviously, as we stated, there's a lot more than going on than what we've already said. So then you got Top Dragster, which I haven't featured the other sponsors yet, but I have to feature this one because it is the Bracket Life brand Top Dragster class. So that'd be cool. There's a lot of fast cars in that area, right? I haven't been up in a while, but I know it's always a quick field for the Top Dragster and Top Sportsman races.
No, absolutely. Grand Bend runs a killer, like a quick 32 deal. Now they allow a little bit of a slower minimum dial than what we are, but the basically this is the old I would call it the old Ultimate Series group, right? So this area, Top Sportsman, Top Dragster. If you wanted to follow that deal, you're racing the Ultimate Series, the Ultimate Showdown. So following their suit, we dropped in a 790 minimum dial, and I have no doubt that it's going to be well overfilled with dragsters for sure. I think the door cars might struggle to fill the field, but dragsters for sure it'll be tough to get in.
Do you have an idea? Like, do you want to take a guess at what the number is that you have to beat to qualify?
It's been a couple of years since I was racing with that group. I used to Top Sportsman race. I won one of the big 10 granders that they did with my Top Sportsman car. If I was to lay out a guess, I'm going to say a 720 dragster. There you go.
Well, I'm almost there. We got 740, so I hope you're a little slow.
Right. Then let's change it. Let's hope for a 742 dragster. How's that?
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I said. I'm gonna hang out and then wait for the qualifiers and then see after the second one if there's room for me or not.
Yeah. Well, once again, if we have, I think it's over 4 non-qualifiers, we're throwing an extra grand in for you guys to have a shootout on too. So it works that way as well, right?
Absolutely. So then, you put your money out, you take the shot at it, and then if it doesn't work out for you, you still get a chance to make some money afterwards. So that works out, and that's for both classes. You're doing Top Sportsman and Top Dragster?
That'll be a combined deal.
Perfect. There you go. And then so both those classes, $500 entry fee, $4,000 to win. 1,000 runner up, and then 250 for the semis. And that's only, you got to go 4 rounds, right?
Yep. And then the winner of Sportsman, the winner of Dragster runoff, we got $1,000 from Corvo Concrete.
There you go.
For a runoff between the two. So that's pretty cool from Steve.
Absolutely. So you turn 4 win lights on, you get $4,000, and then you turn 5 win lights on, now you got $5,000, right?
Yep.
So pretty much you get $1,000 a win light if you can go all the way in both classes. So that's cool. And so they run the first 3 qualifiers Saturday, first round Saturday afternoon, and finish the race Sunday.
Yeah, with once again, we wanted to give everybody just one more place to enter, right? So if you're racing Saturday night, you go out, you live far away, you know what? Party it up, pack up, take off Sunday morning, you're home nice and early. Or plan B, go get yourself a couple of tech cards for the Super Pro class and hammer it right through to the end.
Absolutely. And yeah, Top Dragster and Top Sportsman will both be quarter mile,
Yes.
where the box and no box races will be 1/8 mile.
Yep. Yeah. Those Top Sportsman, Top Dragster guys like to see the 200-mile-an-hour mark show up on the screen. So when we talked to them about whether they prefer 1/8 mile or quarter mile, it was all about seeing a 200-mile-an-hour come up. So we lean that way for them.
If I could go 200, I would definitely want to be able to see it light up 200.
Right.
So I understand it for sure. So then following that, we have the stock and super stock shootout races. And then there's one each day. Those ones, 150 entry fee to win $2,000, runner up $750, and semi-finals will be $250. So that'll work out. You guys normally have a pretty good group of the stock, super stock guys out in that area, right?
Yeah, we did so I run the SmackDown. We did the SmackDown 3rd week of July. We had 30 cars show up from everywhere from Niagara, Toronto. We had a group come from Quebec. We ended up with 29 on Saturday and 30 on Sunday. And I want to say we were down probably 6 to 8 cars from the normal Can-Am, the Can-Am Stock Super Stock Series. So I know, that race was like total serious, right? It was basically like an NHRA Open. We tech the cars like NHRA Open. This one here is more about fun, having everybody. It's all about inclusion, right? Like, I mean, that's what we've been talking about all along. How many passes can I put in over the weekend? Basically, if you can come out and play with Can-Am, you can come out and play with us. So we're not going to be NHRA teching, but if you don't look, sound, and act like, then you shouldn't be in that series.
That's right. And those guys, they know if they should be there or not, right?
Exactly.
I don't think I've ever seen or met a stock super stock guy that is a full bred stock super stock guy. There's not many guys that are half in it. Well, so Ian cut out a little bit there. And so that happens.
Oh, sorry, it's just going up.
Not a problem, bud. I'm sure you'll kick back in here any minute. But yeah, so the stock super stock stuff, it'll be good. I'm excited to see it. I always like watching the big wheel stands when they come out. I've always wanted a stock and super stock car, even just a normal bracket race. But maybe one day.
Right on. Am I back up?
Yeah. So now you're back there, bud. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. We just went up the escarpment here. So yeah, the stock super stock guys, I was going to say, I never really get, too often. It comes every once in a while. Like, hey, I got a 2000 Camaro and it's got an LS engine. What do I got to be stock? Well, if you're asking that question, you're probably not stock.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
That's right.
So
yeah. No, absolutely. And then now for the 650 index class, this is something that I drove a fair amount of door cars that would be really good for this. I don't think any of them are coming, nor would I be able to drive them this weekend. But this would be a lot of fun. So 650 index in the 8th mile, 3 qualifiers in first round on Saturday, and then they finish the race on Sunday. Same as Top Sportsman and Top Dragster. So that one's only $100 to enter with a $1,500 to win.
Yeah. So last year in the Canada Heads Up and the Heads Up deal that I put together, we wanted to bring it in. Prior to that, on and off, I had tried a couple different things, right? We tried the 1090, we tried the 990, tried the 11.0, the 1150. It just wasn't working. So we decided to try an 8th mile and brought in 650. And by the time we got to our third race, we had 24 cars.
There you go.
And it just hit off. It was awesome. So Canada Heads Up has had 4 races now. We're averaging between 12 and 18 cars. And like I said, you know, being a Heads Up series, we don't get a lot of the bracket racers. So we just thought, you know, a lot of the mod cars are always looking for that second thing to enter, right? Just thought it would be a good deal. 50 guys a chance to come out at a national style sportsman shootout and see who we can convert over and vice versa.
Yeah, absolutely. I like it. I like the idea. Like you said, just gives them something else that you can go into. And like, it's $100 entry fee, right? For $1,500 to win. So, you know, just something cool that you can jump on. And then, so that'll be a fun time. Absolutely. And then, so next, then you have your bike and sled class coming up. So Saturday and Sunday, $100 entry each. And then they just pays out whatever comes in.
Yeah, so we didn't know what to expect there because, sorry?
Yeah, you're all good.
Sorry, am I still here? Okay, good. So we didn't know what to expect. There was a bike and sled show scheduled for TMP. It's recently been canceled, so we're looking at the potential of having a lot more bikes and sleds than we had originally put down on paper. Same deal. You know, this year I brought in a bike director for Canada Heads Up to show everybody we're serious about that side of racing for so many years. And you know, being a bracket racer, right? Whether we go to a Labor Day Nationals or a Canada Day Showdown, it's a bunch of pro mods, a bunch of top sportsmen, and a bracket race. Oh, hang on, and now bikes and sleds are up, right? They're always forgotten. They always seem to be pushed to the back of the run order. You know, we brought in Tanya Tietzel. We split up some of the Heads Up classes and stuck them right in the middle of our biggest Heads Up show. And it's just gotten so much excitement on and given so much excitement to be part of the show and part of what we do that, once again, inclusion, you know, give them some place to go. We got a really good group of 880 index bikes. We usually have a pretty good following of bikes and sleds. And then our stock wheelbase and our COTS, our King of the Hill, our King of the Streets bikes. Sorry. You know, I don't know how many of them are coming, but I know most of them and are super excited about the chance to come to a, once again, national event style sportsman shootout. So pretty excited to see everybody there from the bikes and sleds. That's for sure.
Absolutely. There was always in Shannonville, and it kind of faded off for a little bit, but we always had a big group of bikes and sleds that came out that were always good, right? They were always solid. And then, you know, from the few times that I have been to Grand Bend, I know there are a lot of bikes that, you know, some people, you get beside them and you take them a little bit easy, but you can't. And, you know, not that they're last, but, you know, you always got to remember the junior dragsters coming out. So this is going to be cool to have them there. I know when I was a junior racer, right, I ran for 10 years, and then, you know, just fun to be included in it and to go racing and be in the middle of it. So they have a free entry fee to win for $500 each day.
Yeah,
right?
So I don't charge juniors ever. We don't have a tech card fee for juniors at any one of my races. And this is no different. You know, we felt that this was, you know, a larger than normal event, just like the SmackDown. We normally do $300 purse at all my events for juniors, and then bump it up to $500 a day when we're doing our big events. So we thought we'd follow suit there. We offer a consi, you know, just like your regular racing. And, you know, if junior wins, just like everybody else, they get the big check. If the consi wins, we make sure they get a big check. And I can tell you, There's not a kid that's raced with us that's won that has ever said, thanks for the money. They're all looking for the big check.
Yeah.
So right on.
I can understand that for sure. I have I don't know if it's a fascination or what you want to call it, but that's what I'm there for, is I want to race for a big check.
Yeah, exactly.
Usually when, if I win, then Rachel takes all the money, but I get to hang on to the check for a little bit. Yeah, but that's good. I like it. I like having them involved, and then it gives those people, the racers that have kids in it, like, it helps them come too. It makes life easier because then, the kid can race as well. So then it's fun for everybody to come, not like, when the kid's got to come and, you just watch dad or mom race and then you sit there bored all day wishing you could do it too, where,
Absolutely.
you're part of the show, you're part of the event. So that's cool. We'll run over, your sponsors.
Well, hang on. You forgot something. So one of our junior kids, Arnold Fox, it's on the back of the flyer, I believe. One of the nights, is it Friday night, I think, or Saturday night? I think it's Friday night. He's putting on a bracket RC race at the back of the pit area. He's got his little Christmas tree timing system. He's been tuning it all up for dial-in style racing. So, if you've got RC cars at home, any of your kids got RC cars, there's no rules. There's no, it's only the drag style. It's none of that. Bring your RC cars, bring a couple of batteries, and give the kids something to do on that night. It'll be great.
You're absolutely right, because I totally did forget about it when I looked at it earlier, that I thought how cool that was, because I've seen and I've started following more of the RC racing stuff, and then what they're doing in, this area and then around where you are. There's some wild stuff going on, right?
Yeah.
That'll be really cool. That'll be fun to just go hang in and watch, even if you're not a part of it. So.
Oh yeah, no, I got to figure if you're not racing, the crowd watching that event for the kids is going to be wicked.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And yes, so that is Friday night. I did have it right here. Absolutely. So at 6 o'clock, like you said, the 32 car shootout starts at 5. If you're not in that, the RC bracket race will definitely be cool to check out. Hopefully I'm busy for it, but I'm still racing, but
right.
For sure. But yeah, that's pretty much, I guess the event going through. We have the event scheduled. I'm going to post along with the video so everybody can see it. Yeah, that's pretty much that. We got 2 races on Friday. The rest of it's Saturday, and then finish her off Sunday. And then, so we'll run through the sponsors there. So DSE is sponsoring your Gamblers race. Andrew Stark and I believe David is his father.
Yep.
They were always huge, involved in racing with the DSE Sportsman Series. We support that a lot. Always loved supporting Andrew's races. So glad that he's supporting this, right? It only makes sense. Twin Oaks Towing for box and no box on Saturday. J&S Collision. Jamie Topper was actually who told me about this event when it first started coming up. So a great racer, great, person in racing. So great for them to sponsor Sunday as well. Southern Truck Boxes will support the 32 car shootouts. As I said earlier, Bracket Life Brand Top Dragster, Cheapside Auto Care Top Sportsman, Finish Line Niagara with the stock and super stock shootouts, Blast All Equipment for the 650 Index, Advanced Motorsports Bike and Sled, and Western Overhead Doors supporting the juniors, as well as a bunch of others.
Yeah, and Corvo Concrete does the combo for the Top Sportsman Top Dragster.
Yeah.
So no, it's cool. And I can say, I just want to say, the couple of questions that we've had from different people, do you think you can get it done? I think picking Grand Bend, the management working with Grand Bend, we're bringing in the Canada Heads Up announcer, Kelly Cooper, which, has an uncanny way of getting the cars in the lanes and keeping the lanes full. You've got Drew and myself working with Corey Herman of the track to keep and organized. We're bringing in billiards to help announce. We've got Kirk Vanny coming in to Tanya Tietzel. She's not on the the formal volunteers list, but she's always there to. There's been a couple of questionable sensor question and timing system question with the track. I can tell you, when I brought that stuff up to Paul Spreet, the owner of the track, he instantly got back to us, instantly put Corey on to doing a huge inspection on the track. We swapped out a sensor. We heard there was a potential issue with it. Talked to our friends in the south about, what could be going on, and kind of said, hey, what about just swapping out that starting line sensor? It's caused grief in the past. What do you think? And he's like, Ian, consider it done. Like, they've just been fantastic to work with. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody that's coming to help us and everybody that's helped us over the last 4 weeks putting this together.
Awesome. I love it. Like you said, that's a whole lot to cram in to, I think it has been less than a month for you to figure this out. And obviously it sounds like the race is in good hands. You guys are going to take care of it. I'm excited to be there. I'm excited to officially meet you in person.
Yep.
Because we haven't ran into each other at the races yet and hang out, but it'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited. Like, there's going to be a larger number of guys from our area, and yeah, it's going to be a great weekend, but I'm excited to get there.
Yep. No, it's going to be wicked. I don't know. I'm just super stoked. Like, I don't even know what to imagine in car count, but I can tell you, I think it's going to be the biggest thing Ontario's ever seen. And I can't wait to get through the weekend and just make our announcement that we can't wait to do it again. Like, it's just this whole group, right? Like I said, I spent so many years bracket racing, and the calls to guys I haven't heard from in so many years are like, we've been waiting for you to put this on, and can't wait to get there. And the support, like I said, from all of the people that are sponsoring the classes and helped us get the t-shirt design done and help pay for the shirts, and it's just been wicked. It's just been awesome.
Absolutely. It sounds exciting. I know you're excited, and I'm glad to hear the excitement in your voice, because then I hate that it's Monday night, honestly. I hate that I got to go to work and then can't just go right to the racetrack now. But it'll come soon enough, I'm sure, and then and we'll be there for a good time. All right, but you cut out just a little bit at the end. But anything else? I think we got you back here a little bit. Anything else you want to say before we call it a night? Oh, we got you back there?
Slightly. We're close.
All right. Anything else? Yeah. Anything else you want to say before we call it a night, bud?
No, you know what? I got to say thank you to you. You're the only one that I haven't thanked yet. How cool is this to be, asked to be interviewed on Bracket Life, and, never met you. And all of a sudden here you are supporting our top dragster class. It's guys like you that make things that guys like me, do worth it. And, help us get the word out, because that's all it's about, is giving back and giving everybody a place to race, and meeting guys like you and getting on programs like this. They're awesome, right?
Absolutely. Trying to help bring better things to Canadian drag racing. What?
All right, Brandon, thank you, and have a great night.
All right, buddy, I appreciate that a lot, and we'll see you Thursday night or Friday morning.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good one, Ian.